Early in January, I traveled to a maximum security prison in Florida and spent the day with 4 of the 60 inmates who have been through the Rachel's Vineyard Abortion Recovery Program that's sponsored by the Diocese of Palm Beach Catholic Charities. I met with 2 Caucasian and 2 African American prisoners. I was asked today to stand in the place of one of these prisoners. His name is David, and to present his testimony to you. This is David's story. I started college at age 17 and found a job at a sporting goods store to pay for my tuition. I was a successful high school athlete and knew sports apparel, and the related equipment thoroughly. I also had the arrogant swagger common to popular teenage athletes. I met Jessica when she came into the store, and we fell into a casual sexual relationship. My mother is a devout Catholic. My father was a convert to the Catholic faith. Though I knew right from wrong, it was a passing moment from my not-so-devout father that muddied the moral water for me. In the context of a basketball game, he told me that it was not a foul unless the referee blows the whistle. Sadly, I understood this to mean that it's not wrong unless you are caught. Though I avoided drug and alcohol abuse, I had no trouble developing an addiction to other vices: gossiping, cursing, holding grudges, dwelling on vengeful thoughts, and womanizing. I passed myself off as a civilized gentleman until it was opportune for me to behave otherwise. This caused a split in my personality. I was sitting at home one weekday afternoon when the phone call came. It was from Jessica. She told me she was pregnant. Instantly, the thought that abortion is wrong flashed through my mind. I told her we could take care of the child. She told me that she did not want to carry the child, that she needed $400 to have the abortion. I was going to argue further, but her boyfriend then got on the phone. I was filled with rage. I told him I did not have the money, and as they continued to push me, I pushed back and said, "It's not my problem, it's your problem." Then I attacked her. "You knew what you were getting into. I don't even know why you're even sticking around." I justified saying that I had nothing to do with the abortion decision. After the abortion, anger became my constant companion. I tried to continue with schooling, but it did not take long for me to lose track. Violent thoughts lived in my mind day and night. Danger and risk became synonymous with a good time. Racing cars, lashing out, getting in fights. Adrenaline and caffeine were my bread and water. The divide in my life grew wider. My academic plans fell to the wayside. One of the men I spent time with on my ludicrous escapades in my double life came to me with a wild idea. The plan was criminal in the extreme. Finally, the fruit of passive participation in the killing of my child ripened within me. I participated in the murder and robbery of a man, the wounding of another, and the near death of a young woman at the scene of the crime. It did not take long for the police to arrest me. While I was sitting in the county jail, I had a grace-filled moment. When I was sent to prison, I continued to look at the bizarre split in my life and the chasm in my lifestyles. The Holy Spirit finally came to me in a powerful way because I struggled with self-doubt and shame and guilt. And I realized that it was the abortion with Jessica that the Lord was calling me to healing. At weekly services, the Catholic chaplain anonymously polled 100 inmates at his services and asked them, had they had an abortion experience and if it had impacted their life. I was surprised to learn that 90% of my fellow worshipers had experienced abortion. Later, the chaplain announced the Rachel's Vineyard program was coming to our institution to help heal the wound of abortion. The seminar answered my deepest prayers. It showed me how my self-image and beliefs were warped by abortion, my self-justification and denial. I came to recognize that the need to overachieve, my propensity for anger and violence, and my hunger for adrenaline and excitement were rooted in a corrupted idea of masculinity. It was a suffering joy when I came to know my heavenly daughter, Angela Grace. I had been unaware how unfeeling and callous I was. Rachel's Vineyard allowed me to feel. I came to know myself, and I came to a painful yet liberating understanding of both my sin and the mercy of Christ. I justly remain in prison for my crimes. Rachel's Vineyard has been the vessel of grace by which God has set me free. It is in this freedom that I will now be silent no more.